We'll get to that in a moment, Jens, but what an unbelievable final climb to decide a Grand Tour. I suspect that's the kind of climb that might have had you in some kind of dialogue with your legs.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a terrible, strong and tough climb. It looks like it was the right and perfect decision from the organizers to put it at this part of the race, because it all has been played out on this last climb. It was like a drama, like nobody could write it better for a Hollywood movie.
And all right, he lost the race, but we should pay tribute to Vincenzo Nibali, because he attacked and he attacked again. That was, if you're going to fail, that's the way to fail.
Absolutely, you got to give him all the credit, because I think after the second or third time he has been reeled back in by Chris. He knew it's probably not going to work, and he still give it another go and another go. And that's true fighting spirit, that's true character. I really love to see that. That was really inspiring and really a really cool move from him to just keep going until like there's nothing left in him. So I really appreciated that effort.
Now, we saw Chris Horner turn and face the camera like he's addressing the world and telling them, you know, look, I've won this race. It's something amazing. It's something you may never see again in your lifetimes. Enjoy it. You're 42 when? Tuesday. He's 42 in October.
Yeah.
In the post-Lance Armstrong era, when suspicion is the default position for many people rather than belief, lots of people are going to say, yeah, but how can a 42-year-old possibly win a Grand Tour?
Well, Chris always was a good rider. And he seemed to be a late blossomer, so to speak. You know, when he won the Tour de Pays Basque, which is like one of the hardest races we have in cycling, the Tour of the Basque Country, he was already 35 then or 36 when he won it. And he, I think, or the reason why he is so good now is that he's just less tired than the others. I mean, he had an early injury. He was forced to take time off, and then he had all the time in the world to get ready and prepare himself for this one race. You could see the signs of an upcoming form already in the Tour of Utah, which was his first race back. He managed to win a stage win and beat Tom Danielson there on an uphill finish, second overall. So you could see his shape is coming there. And I think in this modern day and age of cycling, the competition is so hard. The general fitness level of all riders is so good, so close to each other, that in order to win the Giro, say for example for Nibali, it took everything out of him, and you cannot come back like that anymore. And if you want to win the Tour de France, I mean, look how Froome suffered in Colorado. That was only 2 weeks after he was in the shape of his life. So the competition is so hard that the times where people just win the Milan-San Remo and win the Giro and the Tour, that doesn't happen anymore. There's too many good riders in this peloton, and he just had the chance, well, if you can call his injury a chance, that he arrived just more fresh than anybody else, and his body can absorb the damage and the workload is done by all this climbing in Vuelta. His body can just absorb that better because he's just fresher.
One final question. It's a pity because he's been lost in all the GC battle, but a brilliant win by Kenny Elissonde, although I don't think you're a fan of the crying coming over the line.
Yeah, I never understood this crying thing. I mean, if you win a race, you should be happy. And after all, it's just a race, you know. I mean, the only time I was close to crying in my adult life was when my first child was born. But not for bike race. In the end, it's just sport. You should be just happy. But yeah, absolute brilliant ride. He was there in the right moment to catch the break. He did smart all the way through the stage of not wasting his energy too much. And he was there when the right attack happened in a moment, when the right attack happened in the end. And he had the legs to pull it off. So I think that's a rider we should watch in the future.
All right, that's the message for today, folks. It's only a bike race, but it's been a great race. Tomorrow's stage into Madrid will